Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Iman Neo and today is a very special day for me and also for the channel. So we have just hit 1k subscribers and it's like a big milestone for me. So when I started working on the channel, I couldn't imagine that someday I will have 1k subscribers, and that's why I decided to record a special video to talk about it, to talk about myself. I'm gonna let you know when I started the Flutter journey, what is my hobbies and so on and so forth. And also I'm going to talk about the journey that I had in the channel and the challenges that I faced. And in the last part, I'm going to talk about the future of the channel. So let's get started with the first part. I'm gonna introduce myself. My name is Iman Khoshabi, or Iman Neo if you prefer to say my nickname. And I started software engineering or programming when I was in the school. So we started learning PHP for some web development. And beside that, I decided to learn Qt. So it's like a cross-platform framework that allows you to build the mobile application and the desktop application using C++ code. And I realized that I like to build mobile applications, and someone introduced me the Android native SDK, and he said me that if you want to work professional, it's better to switch to Android native to work with the native SDK and Java. And that's why I switched completely to Java and Android SDK. And after that, I got familiar with Kotlin, and then I switched to Flutter. So it was the journey that I had with the programming languages and the frameworks. And about Flutter, I think it was 2016 or 17 that I just read an article in the Medium application and I got familiar with Flutter. I realized that, okay, there's a framework that is in beta and you can develop iOS and Android applications, because I really like to build iOS applications. In that time, I was an Android developer. And then I decided to learn it. So it was not serious, but I just read some articles and I didn't run the application, but I just started to reading about Flutter. And 2 years later, in 2019, there was a hackathon in the Kish Island in Iran. So just to mention that I'm originally from Iran, but I moved to the Netherlands since 1 year ago, around 1 year ago, with my wife and also our cat. So yeah, there was a hackathon in the Kish Island, and it was like a mobile hackathon, so you were free to use any kind of library or package or framework that you want. And in that hackathon, I decided to use Flutter. So in that time, I was an Android native developer, but I got familiar with Flutter. I had some side projects, I was working with Flutter, and I was confident about it. And then I decided to use Flutter in the hackathon in 2019. And after 2 days, we could finish the application with a lot of features. So as you know, Flutter has hot reload and it helps you to develop quickly. So that's why we could develop a lot of features in only 2 days. And then we could win the first place. So it was the moment that I realized, okay, this is a cool framework. It has a lot of potentials and this is something that I'm going to switch my work into it. So it was like a proof of work for me in the hackathon. And in that point, I decided to change my career to Flutter because I really enjoyed that. It was super easy to develop the application, it was super fast, and the result was amazing. So we could develop a lot of features and I started to learn more about it. So there was a challenge that I faced when we were in the hackathon. We wanted to show some statistics in the app, and the designer designed a chart that was curved line chart, and I couldn't find any package for that in the hackathon. So we decided to not implement the chart in the app. And after that, I decided to develop FL chart package. So I started with only curved line chart. Then I added bar chart, and then I added pie chart, scatter chart, and finally radar chart. And yeah, so the idea came from the hackathon because we needed to have a chart. I couldn't find it, and I just created the FL chart package in May 2019, I think. And yeah, so it was the Flutter journey that I had. And after that, I continued learning and learning. So it was my side job, because in my main job, I had to work with Android native. We were working on a maps application and it was a big project and we couldn't switch to Flutter easily. So there was no stable SDK for the maps in Flutter. And also the project was really big and it was really challenging. So that's why I started to learning Flutter and developing the packages as a side job. and also I had some small projects, and then I completely switched to Flutter, and today Flutter is my main job and I'm really happy about that. And yeah, so let's talk about the hobbies that I have. I watch movies or series sometimes, so I think the favorite one is Breaking Bad for me. I really liked it. And sometimes I play Dota 2 when I have free time. So as you see, this is a hero of Dota 2. It is Queen of Pain. And yeah, I also play some indie games. For example, I really liked Limbo. I played Little Nightmares, Ori, and I mean, these are the games that I really enjoyed when I played them. And as a result, I got interested in building games. So I started learning Game Maker around 7 or 8 years ago, I think. And it's really nice tool to get started because everything is visualized, so you can have drag drops to implement the UI and also the logic. So for example, you can drag the if statement and you can assign a variable and you can implement your logic using drag drops. And also you can have some code snippets, but it also has the drag drop. So it's a really cool game engine to get started. You can learn about the concepts and I really liked it. Then I decided to learn Unity. I mean, when the COVID started, I had some free time and one of the things that I learned was Unity, and I developed a game with Unity, and then I got familiar with the Flame engine, and that's why I decided to rewrite my game using Flame and Flutter. So it is called TTG. So there are some planets that you have a rocket, you can go through the planets. And yeah, I mean, at first I started to developing it using Unity, and at a point I thought that it might be a good idea to switch to Flutter because in Unity it was really hard to implement the UI elements. For example, when you want to have a leaderboard or when you want to have the pause menu or the start menu, the buttons and so on and so forth. So it was really challenging to do that in Unity. And also, as you know, Unity is not totally free. So at a point you need to pay. So these are the reasons that I tried to rewrite my game using Flutter and Flame game engine, and it was a nice experience. I mean, I'm happy about the decision. And after that, I've developed the Save the Potato game. So there was a challenge or contest in the Flame. It was called Flame Game Jam, and my wife and me started to developing the Save the Potato game during the weekend for the Flame Game Jam, and we could win the first place. And you can watch this video to see how we started and how we could finish the game and win the prize. And also I started to implementing a blog called Flutter for Fun. So as you know, when the COVID started, we had a lot of free times, and for me it was like I started to learn Unity, and also I started to publish the Flutter for Fun blog. So there I started to implementing UI UX challenges in the blog format. So there was no video, you could just read the article that I wrote, and I got the designs from UpLabs or Dribble, and then I started to implement them using Flutter. Yeah, this is the website that I started, but after that I stopped because I decided to record some videos in my YouTube channel. So I created the YouTube channel some years ago. I just used it to publish some FL chart videos. It was not a serious channel, so I just used it to have some videos to put it inside the README of the project. And then in 6th of October 2023, I published my first video, and it was like a game tutorial for a color switch game. And I can mark the date that I started working on the channel, and I think it is around 10 months since I published my first video, I mean the tutorial that I already talked about. And today we reached 1k subscribers, and I'm very happy about that. So it was a journey for me that I learned a lot. So I had some challenges. For example, as you remember in the beginning, we had some echo issues in the videos. So let's watch it together. So at the end of this series, you will have a basic knowledge about how game engine. You see, that's not sounds good because I just wanted to get started. I used my phone to record the audio, and I didn't have any acoustic panels or curtains or carpet. And now I have acoustic panels, I have carpet, I have curtains, and I have a microphone. So that's why you hear the voice better than before. And I mean, I learned a lot, and then I learned to use Adobe Premiere Pro to have the de-reverb effect, so it reduces the echo. And also I learned to edit videos, and I mean, in these 10 months I learned a lot, and I keep going because I never get tired about learning and teaching. So that's the plan, that's the future of plan of me. And yeah, speaking of future, so I want to talk about the future of the channel that I see. So at the moment we have a series for Flappy Dash game. So we have the tutorial that we created the Flappy Dash game using Flutter and Flame game engine from scratch. I'm going to continue it until it is finished. I think in 5 or 6 episodes we are done, and then I need to decide which topic I need to continue. So today I'm not alone anymore. I have 1K subscribers, and that's why I need your help. You can contribute to the poll that I created in the community parts of the channel. So you can take a look and participate in the poll. We have 4 options. The first one is general software engineering topics such as Git, design patterns, I don't know, gRPC or socket programming, or any kind of topic that you like around software engineering. The second one is Flutter related topics, so talk about state management, or talk about the libraries that I found useful, or talk about the tricks that I know in the Flutter. And the third one is about the game development, so we can talk about the concepts, we can continue having more tutorials on games, or we can have multiplayer games tutorials. And the fourth one is about the FL chart, so I can talk more about the details, touch handling or animations or this kind of things. So I really appreciate your vote. Please open the community tab of the YouTube channel and submit your vote. It makes me happy. And yeah, so I think I talked enough. And once again, thanks for subscribing the channel. Thanks for supporting. I really appreciate it, and I'm super happy that you are here. And yeah, so have a nice day, evening, wherever you are, and stay tuned for the next video. Bye.